Hello and welcome to the GTLA Lakers 818 podcast. It's Thursday, December 7th. We just finished watching the exciting Lakers-Sixers games. Lakers win.
Yes. What a game. I'm
Finally,
so happy.
Lakers won on a Brandon Ingram game winner, Kobe style dagger at the last second. Oh man, what an exciting game.
I've been waiting for this feeling for a long time.
Seriously. Hey, the Lakers were on a 5-game losing streak before this, but let's set this up. So I got the last minute and 20 seconds down here. At a minute 20, we were up 104-101. Up 3, Sixers had the ball. Some dude, this guy with the braid little hair in the back, looked like Predator, Rashawn Holmes. This dude drove down the lane. He tripped on himself. He traveled. The refs called a foul on Larry Nance. Larry Nance
Nance's hands were up the whole time.
He didn't even, I swear he tripped on his feet. Like he didn't even trip on Nance. I didn't see him trip on his feet. It was a travel.
It was a
bailout call. So this dude, Holmes, goes to the line. We're up 3. He makes 1 of 2. So we're up 104-102. And we come down, minute left. And this was a possession where Randall turned it over. Like he drove left and he just lost it out of bounds.
It was a bad turnover.
Yeah.
But
Randall
was amazing, dude. He carried us in that fourth quarter for a minute, man.
Yeah,
this guy was.
That was the
amazing.
it was in a big moment under a minute left, but overall, like, he was really good.
Overall, he was definitely a positive.
So he turned the ball over. We're up 104-102. And Sixers came down, gave it to Embiid in the post. We fouled him. I think Randall fouled him. So he hit the line for 2, and he makes both. So we got tie game, about 40 seconds left. We come down. I don't remember how this exactly happened, but Lonzo ended up shooting a 3, which he braked. He was open, I remember. He was
probably 2-3 feet behind the line, and I think, I don't know, the rumor is that I think Luke Walton signaled for a 2-for-1.
Oh, yeah, right. He went, so, okay.
Yeah, he wants it, so he kind of got that shot up. It looked straight. It just hit it was a little bit long. It hit the heel of the rim, and it was a Sixers ball after that.
Yeah, I'm glad to see him shooting that.
Dude, you take confidence to shoot that. So
yeah.
Good.
So now Sixers have the ball. It's tied 104-104 with about 30 seconds left. They come down, and they seem really rushed. Like Embiid ended up, he just shot like this weird. He didn't even hit the rim. Like, I don't know. It looked like he lost the ball while he was shooting it, and like it just bricked.
Man. It was not under control.
And that was with 12 seconds left in the game. So Lakers, the ball gets tipped under the basket to Lonzo, who catches it at about the 3-point line, and he just starts going. He just starts running.
He runs.
Yeah, with 10 seconds left, tie game.
Hey, like the smart thing was, dude, it was like a 1-on-4, literally.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, let me just back it out for a second. He looked at the clock. You saw him look up, and he's like, okay, there's a little bit of time, 10 seconds left.
Yeah, he came down, he pulled it out, and passed it to Ingram at about the top of the key. Then Ingram immediately kind of passed it right back. And Lonzo said after the game he thought like Ingram was just going to like hold it the whole time. But Lonzo got it.
Lonzo was open.
Yeah, he was open, and he drove it. He drove it down the right baseline. And this was what was so great. It was in transition, so the Sixers weren't even set up. Like, because Lonzo had just sprinted right when he got the rebound, the Sixers were all in flux. They didn't know who they were guarding. So once Lonzo drove it in, like the Sixers were all still like getting back, and everyone was in the paint on the Sixers. Lonzo attracted all 5 of the Sixers into the paint and just threw it back out to Ingram.
Wide
open. Ingram was wide open.
Like crazy, right?
Yeah.
And what's funny was Lonzo was wide open before that, and then he collapses the whole D, just like you said, and then Ingram was open. But he also had Pope on the corner too. He had 2 options, and they were both wide open, which is crazy.
Yeah. And Ingram swish-balled it with only 0.8 left, like essentially the game winner. Game icer. Man, what a feeling.
You see that? Dude, we got quiet, and then we saw the pass come, and we both slowly stood up off the sofa, and that shit just, oh my God. I was like, ah!
Yeah, I was just like, man, he is so wide open. You got to make it. And this again, this is now, game. I feel like Ingram, that Warriors game was a breakout game for him. I think this is another breakout game to do that. Like,
definitely.
Like, he's been, like we've been saying, like he's been a stud it's been at least 10 games now, like having at least 12 points minimum, but he had a lot over 15.
Consistency.
A lot of games in the 20s now. The Warriors, he had 32, and to hit a game winner, and let me see, what was his stats tonight? He had 21 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, a block, and he made 2 out of 3 threes. And man, that was just reminiscent of like Kobe. Like just had that. It just reminded me of just that Kobe feeling. Like
those 2 possessions, I can clearly remember. One was in the 4th quarter. He was dribbling it, and JJ Redick was pretty much harassing him from like 60 feet out. And he went around the screen. He was totally in control. He dribbled it out to like the free throw line, came back out, then came back in, all in control with the ball, and hit like this like top of the key jumper. Which was a big shot, definitely under control. And the Sixers, I remember they put us up by like 6 or 4, and they called a timeout. And then another play, which he got it at the corner, dribble drive, went around, brought 2 guys over, and fed Randall like an easy dunk, which was a big play, it was like a momentum buster. And that put us up 4-2. So besides that big shot, man, he was just carrying us throughout that game.
Yeah, no doubt. And this game was great for me because, I mean, we've been talking about it all season. Like, when is UCLA Lonzo gonna show up? When is the guy who just goes, like, you get the rebound and go? Finally, we were in transition this game. The Lakers got away from that just stifling offense that Luke Walton has implemented, that half-court motion, as he calls it, which has completely just boxed what Lonzo does. You don't put Lonzo in the slow half-court offense. Like, this guy needs to be flowing and going and just being creative. Like, just like on the final play of the game, like, that was just creation. Like, and it led to an amazing wide-open shot. And Lonzo was hitting a bunch of people wide open the whole day.
Yeah, like, last play of the game, like, you think, okay, hey, let's slow it down, guys. Let's slow it down.
Yeah.
So the defense can set up and we can be really predictable. And, we're going to get a shot off, but it's going to be a tough shot. No, like, he knows that he's most effective, and he was most effective today in the open court, just getting the ball and just going. And he got the ball on that last possession, he just went and didn't give it a chance for the defense to set up. And look at it, we got a wide open shot for Ingram, like a game winner. And even today, every single play, every single time he scored, it was in the open court. It was just him just going. Like, he's got to, like, don't wait for your teammates. You go and let your teammates keep up with you. And then that's just going to just open it up for the team, and that's how you're going to find easy. Dude, he had 8 assists, could have had 9. Like, man, it was just a beautiful game. Shot 5 for 11, which was, everyone's ranting about his field goal percentage. He's just getting layups. He just looked good.
Yeah, Lonzo had 10 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 blocks, 3 steals, and 0 turnovers.
Wow.
In what, like 40 minutes he played?
Dude, that's crazy. 0 turnovers. That'll get the job done.
And he had the ball in his hands, like, he should have had the ball in his hands even more, for sure, but he had it in his hands a lot today. I don't know if it was James Worthy or Stu Lance. I think it was James Worthy. He said it, like, in this game, like, you finally felt like Lonzo was, like, you saw him the whole time. Like, he was engaged for long stretches.
He looked ready,
like,
right from the beginning.
Yeah, like, and I'm telling you, this guy he's so good. Like, his basketball mind is like...
Dude, I just looked at UCLA highlights just to reminisce, like, and dude, the way, man, he does not look like the same person, like, from what we've seen. Like, he just looks like literally a guy possessed. He's not the same Lonzo. And I was just like, this guy, like, this UCLA, like, Lonzo he just looks like a totally different player. Totally different player.
I think a big part of that is, honestly, it's the offense. Like at UCLA, sure. Lonzo was just like, it was just, okay, let's get the rebound and go, Lonzo, and then you just do your thing. It wasn't like, and this offense, it's like,
I gotta pass it to,
it's like so
Brook Lopez at the top of the key.
Slow. I don't know, because it's what baffles me is Luke Walton always talks about, we want to push space, like, what you're seeing on the court is not evident, like, in what is the base offense for this team. It's the opposite. You're completely stifling the offense. And Lonzo, you just gotta tell Lonzo, get the ball and go, like,
just go.
Like, yeah, like, and he'll just create it. Not like, that's okay, let's walk the ball up, let's pass here, and then you go set 2 cross screens, and then come up and then send me a screen. It's like, that's gonna take forever. That takes forever whenever in that offense. And like, Lonzo can't thrive in that offense. He's not the type of player. Like,
you want him to be effective.
He's got the ball.
He's got to go. He's got to just get the ball and just go. Like, that's how he's gonna be effective. And people are talking about, he's got to knock down that 3. Well, forget about knocking down the 3. He didn't knock the 1-3 down, but he was the biggest impact. He made the biggest impact on the Lakers today.
Yeah. Let's talk about Randall. He had 16 points and 4 assists. At least he had 3 monster dunks, 2 dunks on Embiid.
Oh, dude, Randall.
And in the 4th quarter, I mean, he was scoring. Like, driving.
He was on a
driving
mission.
like it was nothing. Yeah,
he was on a mission, right? He remembers that game from last time. When I was in Mexico, I was pissed off that game. And Embiid made him look like, some tiny dude. And dude, Randall, he got in Embiid's face. He just took it to him. He looked like the aggressor.
Stay in your lane.
He was definitely the aggressor for sure.
Yeah, no, and Randall, he was big. I mean, because Brooke Lopez was in. I remember in like the middle of the fourth quarter. Yeah, Brooke Lopez was in, and then
the guy that traveled twice
back in a row, back to back. He traveled and then luckily, thank God, Luke Walton put in Randall with like under 5 minutes. Like he took Brooke out, and that was a huge. Ended up being a huge difference in the game.
But dude, Randall. That first dunk was nasty.
Oh yeah,
he got that step on Embiid, just went around and just flushed it with the lefty. I was jumping up out of my seat. I swear to God to you on that. I was like, okay, Randall's here. Randall's showing up for sure.
Yeah, Randall's playing like he either wants a max contract or like he wants to stay with the Lakers. Like he's trying to he's playing with purpose. Yeah. And he's been doing it for at least 10, 12 games now. So
another one was like, dude, remember that in the fourth quarter, Lonzo hit him on a pick and roll, and he had this nice finish with the lefty, dude. Like he brought it up under him, went around and beat, and like banked it off the glass.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that was a strong finish. Yeah. I like that. Those were big buckets too in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Other than that turnover, but that was a big turnover, but a bunch of buckets, so it kind of balanced itself out.
Yeah, no, Randall was engaged. Let's talk about Clarkson. So this guy is still the points per minute guy. Like, listen to this. This guy scored 16 points in 14 and a half minutes. Like, he's scoring more.
What are you talking about, man?
He's scoring more
What?
points than he's getting minutes, like, which is absolutely absurd. And think about this, fans, especially because you saw the game. You saw how well Randall played. Randall had 16 points. Randall had 16 points in 30 minutes. Clarkson had 16 points in 14 and a half minutes.
What?
Which is absolutely ridiculous. He was so efficient. He scored as soon as he came in. He didn't play all. It was interesting, actually. Lonzo and Pope played the whole first quarter. So actually, Clarkson didn't play at all in the first quarter, but he started the second quarter. And in the first 2.5 minutes of the second quarter, Clarkson had 8 points,
dude,
2 threes, and
he's getting buckets.
And it's crazy that how as effective as he is, like only played 14 minutes. Like that seems weird to me. Like,
you know what's funny is I think he's found his role and his niche on this team. Like you're gonna be like, you come in and your job is just to score, just get buckets and make plays. And he comes in, dude, and he's just so engaged. He's like, it's just him in the basket. There's this possession. What's his name? Jared Bayless was like totally in his jersey, guarding. I'm playing great D. Don't get me wrong. And Clarkson was just relentless on that possession. Like he was going around the screens, handoffs, coming back around, crossover, step back, and just drain a three in his face. And I was like, oh man, that's cold-blooded right there. And he looked really good doing it. He had a bunch of buckets. He got his percentage. What was his percentage again? I think it's like,
I don't remember what it was. It was high.
Clarkson shot well, definitely above 50%. But
yeah,
man, he looked good. He's just getting points.
Yeah, well, Clarkson, he's currently leading the NBA in points per game off the bench. Strong top 2-3 candidate right now for Sixth Man of the Year. He passed Tyreek Evans to take that number 1 spot. And now, I mean, it's crazy. The Lakers really they probably have 3 of the top 12 guys in the Sixth Man race. I mean, Randall, Kuzma, and Clarkson are like, I don't know, like those guys are.
Yeah, I think Lakers lead the league in bench scoring. So.
Yeah, like that's pretty crazy, and it's a good problem to have. And this was the other thing about the game that I thought was a huge difference tonight. Finally, Luke Walton stopped like the whole platoon unit sub method he's been doing lately. Like, and what I mean by that is, I don't know, the last 10 games, it's like every time you turn the game on when the bench is in, it's like all 5 of the bench players are in. Like, I don't understand that. Like, stagger it. Like, you have 8 great, great, really good players like that any team would love to have.
Showing the rotation.
Yeah, our starters are 5 plus Randall, Kuzma, Clarkson. That's 8 man. Like, you just play those guys. Like, I don't know why you would have those 3 in and Brewer and Hart. It's like just. I mean, Brewer and Hart should be used on an as-needed basis, I think. Like, if we need them to come in, but it's like, we need to win games. Like, we need to make the playoffs. Like, so we just stick to the best players right now.
You can't have your third-stringer dudes coming in the first quarter. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense.
And
Like,
dude, like even Josh Hart's always in the first 5-6 minutes of the fourth quarter. Like, if anything, a guy like Hart should be in the third quarter. Like, why? Like, don't use his minute. Anyway, I don't know. Like, that's what I think. And tonight, so like what I was saying was tonight. Like, there was at no point was Brewer and Hart in at the same time. Like, actually, Brewer he only played 50. I think he only played 2 minutes. I think
50 seconds.
Yeah, or 50 seconds. Yeah, like, and Hart, like, but those two are always in together. It's like, dude, why? That's something you do if like you don't have that many good players. Like the Lakers don't have like a superstar, but they have 8 really good players. Like, so just use those guys. Like, I mean, yeah. So I was glad to see that. So we saw a lot more minutes from the main 8 guys. Let's just look at let me just punch some more of these numbers. Nance had 11 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, 5 for 7. Always solid, great D.
We missed them last time we played them.
Yeah.
Definitely missed them. And he did the same thing as always, those intangibles, those big plays, that he's getting just hustle plays, getting steals, getting those big boards, tip-ins, like those little things that you need to win.
Yeah, no, love Larry Nance always. Pope had 13 and 4. Kyle Kuzma, he was not engaged in this game. He only had 3 points, 1 for 7.
He was off.
But I mean, he's been great all year. Like, whatever, he had a dud game. But Brook Lopez, 11 points, 5 rebounds.
That's terrible.
I'm kidding. 11 points not that bad, but
yeah. And so another great thing about this game was we only had 11 turnovers, and we actually only had 1 turnover at the end of the first quarter. I think we had 7 at halftime, so that means only 4 in the second half. And again, Lonzo, 0 turnovers. And the last 2 games, which we'll talk about, which was the Rockets game and the Nuggets game, the Lakers had 21 turnovers each in those 2 games. So we were 10 less turnovers.
That hurts.
In the last, yeah, and it's helped when we don't get them. Like, what do you think's up with the Lakers? Like their turnover situation? Like they've been turning the ball over. And
they have been, and I think they made a conscious effort tonight. At least the coaching staff, I'm sure they talked to the players and be like, "Hey guys, we gotta control this because that's what's really killing us, dude. Like those last few games that we've given up and we've lost, it's the turnovers, like 20 plus turnovers. That's
terrible.
That really is, like, seriously. But dude, Lonzo, man, guys directing traffic 40 minutes, almost 38 minutes or something like that. Dude, 0 turnovers. That'll definitely get the job done for sure. Yeah, if we just play smarter basketball, just under control and just limit those mistakes, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, let's look at the Sixers players. Basically, Embiid and Simmons. Ben Simmons had a triple-double, 12 points, 13 rebounds, 15 assists. I mean, he had a quiet game. I felt like. I mean, I didn't like just thinking back on the game. Those are good numbers. I mean,
those are great numbers.
Yeah,
but
they are.
It's just, I don't know. I felt like he wasn't as impactful as he was last time.
He wasn't. Yeah, definitely. And when we were just ripping on this earlier, because they said after the game we saw that Ben Simmons has not made a 3-pointer this season. Look
at, dude. You told me this after the game, right? And I'm like, I don't keep up with numbers and stats like that. But the moment you told me this, I was like, I know this guy. I know he likes to take to the basket. I know he can't shoot. And I know his free throw percentage is really bad. But when you told me that this guy has not made a single 3-pointer this season, are you serious? Are you kidding me? Bro, why is everyone on Lonzo's back about, okay, he can't shoot threes, his percentage is horrible. Bro, Lonzo can make a 3-pointer. This guy can shoot the ball. This dude doesn't even attempt threes. You guys are talking about this kid's amazing. The NBA is evolving into, like, if you want to win, you got to be able to make threes. You got to be able to shoot threes. The Warriors, the best teams, the Rockets, dude, these guys can all shoot threes. The Cavs were on fire in threes last season, like in the playoffs. And this guy can't shoot a 3. He's not made a 3-pointer. Where's the talk about that? Why? How come no one has put that under the gun? Like, how come no one has brought that issue up that Ben Simmons, a leading candidate for Rookie of the Year, has not even made a 3? Okay, Lonzo Ball has had games that he's made 3+ 3-pointers, like, in a game. Yeah. Like, against the Warriors, he had 3 threes. Like, and he's had triple-doubles and everything. Like, this guy can't shoot. Like, he really can't shoot. At least Lonzo's attempting to shoot. Like, come on.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Ben Simmons definitely isn't billed as a shooter at all. He couldn't shoot in college. Like, he can't shoot. Like, just like the other night, they did a hack-a-shack thing on Ben Simmons. I can't figure out which team it was, and he went 15 for 29 from the line.
Wow.
Some like DeAndre Jordan type thing.
That is horrible.
And yeah, I mean, he really can't shoot. And his shot looks ugly. Like, he needs to
The guy
fix
could
it.
not hit water if he fell out of a boat.
Like, I think Lonzo's shot, actually, I think he has like nice rhythm in his shot. Like, people think it's ugly. I don't know. I don't think it's that ugly. And but Ben Simmons' shot is ugly. Like, they still cannot. He needs.
Dude, one thing I was noticing, like Ingram, like even Kuzma, they all had looks. Everyone, like, they switched up on D and like on Simmons, and these guys were giving him so much space, like more space than players give Lonzo.
Yeah.
Like, they were just like waiting for him to, like, okay, we're waiting for your drive, we're gonna play you on the drive. Like, they were giving him that shot, he didn't take it, but then, like, he was kind of predictable. You know, that's why I thought he was like less impactful today. Like, I think they played him well defensively.
Yeah. And let's look at Joel Embiid. He had 33 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 blocks, 2 3-pointers, 9 out of 10 from the free throw line. Yeah, this guy is good. So that means in 2 games against the Lakers, he's pretty much averaging like 37, 38 points, 11 rebounds, 6.5 assists-ish, 4.5 blocks, 2 threes.
That's godly, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, he is amazing. And dude, I love he's competitive. He's a good competitive fighter. He's funny. Like, I really like Joel Embiid. Like, he's one of my favorite personalities and players in the NBA. Like, he's
cool. He's funny.
Yeah.
He's got a nice sense of humor, but
yeah, he doesn't take things too seriously, but he really tries though. Like, he knows
he competes. He competes for sure.
Yeah. No, he can be.
He likes to talk trash, but he keeps it friendly too. You know.
Yeah.
But Brook Lopez, he went around him. He had a dunk, and then Randall had that nasty one. I think Randall got the best of him today for sure.
Yeah.
Even though he had a great game, but Randall definitely he got him for sure.
Yeah. As good as this game was for the Lakers and as exciting as it was, we were actually up 15 points at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and we're up for most of the game. Ended up having to take a game-winning shot to win the game. I mean, you expect this is a game of runs. Like, Lakers had the lead throughout the game. Like, I think it was above 7 the whole time. It was like, it would fluctuate from 7 to 13, 7 to 15, 7. I think we went up by like 16 points at one, or like, I think 20 or something. I'm not even sure. 19 or something like that. But, I mean, I was kind of expecting the run, but it was kind of scary. Like, there was like a small dry spell, and Philly was going on their run. You know, it was kind of expected. But hey, dude, we kept our composure throughout the game. Like, it feels like a lot of these games that we've been losing has been close, just like tonight, but we end up giving it up in the last couple minutes. And I think they kind of zoned in and honed in on that issue, and they got that W tonight, man. Yeah, really great win, really exciting win. Again, and this game to me, because I said this after the Lakers-Suns game I referenced earlier, the second game of the season, the game Lonzo had 29, 11, and 9, that game was the most exciting game of the post-Kobe era to me. This game is now top 2 with that game for me. Like, this game was so exciting to win on a Brandon Ingram, the guy we've been waiting for, our number 2 pick, number 2 pick, Lonzo to Ingram, like our 2 alpha new guys, like,
amazing,
that are gonna. I'm telling you, when these guys, they're 20 years old right now. When they're 22, it's gonna be another level. But when they're 24,
oh god,
it's gonna be.
Dude, when Lonzo gets stronger,
Lonzo's gonna have 5 seasons under his belt.
Lonzo gets faster, stronger, smarter.
Yeah, like, and he's just more confident and just and
dude, the fact that they did it tonight on the road too, like that, dude. Philly got loud. That crowd got really loud.
Yeah, that was fun. Philly's always cool.
And they didn't let it bother him. Lonzo was getting booed in the freaking first quarter. Every single time he touched the ball. I'm not sure if they're doing it in the fourth, but dude, he was getting booed and he took it, dude. That's pressure right there. Like, he played under pressure. Like, people talking about, he can't take the pressure. Him and Ingram both took the pressure, and they both showed up today.
Yeah. Let's move on, and that 6 games is exciting. So last time we talked, the Lakers were 8-13. This was after the Warriors game. Since then, we played 3 more games. We played the Nuggets, Rockets, and the Sixers today. Lost 2 of those 3. Lost to the Nuggets and the Rockets, and we'll talk about those games. But first, I want to talk about where we're at in the standings. So right now, we're 3.5 games behind the New Orleans Pelicans for the 8th seed. We're 9-15. New Orleans is 13-12, so they're over 500. We gotta make the playoffs, man. Like we gotta make the playoffs.
We really, you know what? Surprising as it is, like just being an optimist Laker fan, like we're actually not that bad. By the way we're losing, we're actually really not in that bad of a shape. Like think about it, we're 3 losses out. Actually now, after tonight, we're 2 losses out from that 8th spot. I mean, you have Utah and OKC. They both have 13 losses. Lakers have 15 losses. And then New Orleans has 12 losses from the 7th spot. And actually, the 4th, 5th, and 6th, we're only 4 losses out of that. If we could just put like a small winning streak together and just hold down, just get a couple games, like we'll definitely move up in that position. And it's like we still got a ways till All-Star break. So still early in the season, we're learning. Good thing is we're learning and we're getting valuable experience. So
yeah,
but yeah, we gotta make this playoffs, man. Like, dude, we gotta win.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's take a look at some individual players and see what they've been doing the last 3 games since the last podcast. If you haven't heard the last podcast, go find us. We're on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, GTLA Lakers 818. Also,
GTLA Lakers.
Also, our Instagram page is popping right now. We're making fresh memes. We got fresh video content. It's exclusive content. Like, like this stuff is
more to come.
Yeah, a lot more to come. Get on your phone right now. Instagram, GTLA Lakers 818. Lots of good stuff to come. Lonzo. Over the last 3 games, numbers not too stellar. Averaged 7 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists on 36% shooting. And what's interesting, they had an interesting stat tonight about Lonzo. Right now he's first in the team in assists and second in rebounds behind Nance by a little bit. And there's only been 4 players in NBA history to lead their team, 4 rookies in NBA history to lead their team in rebounds and assists. It's Michael Jordan, Elgin Baylor, Alvin Adams, and randomly Blake Griffin. But that's a pretty exclusive company to potentially get. How you feeling about Lonzo?
Yeah, I know, dude. When you get associated with names like Elgin Baylor and LeBron James, and Lonzo, he's so young, he's a rookie, and he's putting up these crazy numbers. Like, you can see the potential and like what he can do. He just got to stick with it. I think he's focused, and he's gonna be breaking a lot more records in the future for sure. And you see the greatness. Like, these are all great players. I mean, Blake Griffin, I don't know, that's the only thing. But dude, LeBron James, like Elgin Baylor, like that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at some of these. I have some interesting season high stats for rookies so far, and I'll show you how. Like, I mean, with players, especially draft picks, it's always about like a player's ceiling. Like, how good can they be? And like, this shows you a little bit of for Lonzo how it works. So the season high for points by a rookie was just eclipsed actually by Donovan Mitchell recently. He had a 41-point game and a 31-point game. Besides Donovan Mitchell, the most points by any other rookies, top 2, is Kuzma, 30 points, and Lonzo, 29. Season high for rookie rebounds in a game, Lonzo Ball, number 1 at 16. John Collins from the Hawks, 13. Season high for most assists by a rookie, Lonzo has both top spots, 13 assists. He got that twice. Most steals by a rookie, Frank Ntilikina from the Knicks had 6. Lonzo had 5. And then most blocks, Lonzo has both top spots. Lonzo with 4. He had 4 blocks twice.
Yeah, so, 4 blocks tonight.
And he had 4 blocks tonight. Like, I think he's second behind John Wall in point guard blocks per game. Like, so
dude, his defense is underrated. I mean, he's a long guard, like we were talking about it before. I mean, there were a few possessions where I was like, okay, he knows he's gonna block this. Like, if the dude was gonna shoot the ball, what's his name, TJ Connell, like Lonzo, one time it could have gone for a steal. Like, he literally just grabbed the ball from him while he was shooting. So he could have taken steal or a block. Like, he just felt like, okay, I know I'm gonna lock this guy up, and he just took the ball from him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Lonzo, he's a really solid defender, a really good help defender. When he's engaged, like today, he made a lot. He was helping out great. His help defense was amazing, I thought. And in a funny way, I was saying like Kuzma's really good at offense and not so good on D, and then Lonzo's like,
I felt like he was
struggling
backing
on
up a
O,
little
but
bit.
is like pretty solid, good on D. Like,
well, you gotta do both.
Yeah,
win.
no, but it's exciting. It's a good thing. Once they both get both the yin and the yang back, in alignment, they're just gonna be fantastic. Hey, let's talk about this real quick. We just watched. I think the show's called Lakers Connected. It was an interview with Kobe just done recently in the last week.
Yeah, that was nice. That's the first time a full interview I've heard with Kobe talking since he's retired.
Yeah, Kobe's definitely been in the background. He's focusing a lot on his business, his venture capitalism, and he does a lot of like art and stuff, like writing and kind of shorts and films and stuff. Like he just made a film or something from his poem Dear Basketball he did at the end of the season. Like it's supposed to be really big. I still haven't watched it, but I've been meaning to. But yeah, the one thing I got out of it was just it's interesting how someone who just loved the game so much, like to him, he said like he hasn't played any basketball. Like it's interesting because like I don't know, you see things like the big three, and you think players they continue to play, like pick up or something. Like he really has like, and you can just kind of tell he's being honest. Like he just really is focused on the business, and I know Kobe's the same way. Like I was reading about even with his business, like this guy still gets up at like 4 a.m. and like works all day for like on his business and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, I'm sure he's put up a few shots, like he said, with his daughter.
Yeah, with his family. Just chilling. But like Kobe over at 2 years has now played like a game of pickup basketball. Like that just sounds kind of
crazy. I mean, I think he's just so accustomed to like being the best and being great at everything. Like he just mediocre basketball. I don't know if he can like. It's not in his DNA. Like he's got to play like competitive, like best of the best basketball. Like I don't see him playing like here. Let me just go around, and just shoot around, and play with some random guys and stuff like that. I don't know. He can't do that.
Yeah. But no, Kobe. Always love him.
Kobe
Laker. Yeah. I
like that. It was a good interview though.
Yeah. No, it was good. All right, let's talk about the Rockets. Oh no, the Nuggets game actually, because that was the first game since the last podcast. And this game was about the end of the game. This game, I don't know, it wasn't that. I don't know, it was an ugly game. Like it was just an ugly game throughout it, and this was the game where we were actually up with about 5 minutes left, and then the Nuggets went on a 20-2 run to close out the game. A 20-2
That's terrible.
run. Like that's you can't.
Not quite sure how to answer that.
Yeah, you can't have that happen. Like a 20-2 run.
Stay off the weed.
They're in that Mile High City, so for sure.
Yeah, something was going on. And this is a game Jamal Murray like dribbled around. Like the game was over.
Dude, come on,
ahead,
man.
Tyler, yeah.
Like, don't get me started with that. Like, okay, yeah.
Oh, well, let's say what happened first. So the game was over. Like 5 seconds left. Jamal Murray's dribbling the ball down. Lonzo's walking towards the locker room, and his head is turned, and Jamal Murray just like dribbles the ball like around him, like tries to do some Harlem Globetrotter little thing like with the ball, like around Lonzo's body, like dribbling around him. And,
I mean, yeah, Lonzo didn't care about it. Yeah. Like he doesn't care about a lot of things, but I mean that just shows that this guy's like that was a cheap move in my opinion. That's really unprofessional. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. It just goes with respect. Like, when teams are up big, the game's over, 10 seconds left. Like, yeah, the dude, if he wants, he can go up and just, score a dunk and just get an easy layup and, just boost his stats and, like, oh, hey, it's garbage time, I get points. But, teams out of respect, they don't do that. And what he did was just like, that's just a cheap shot at Lonzo, I think. I think that's just the definition of being a hater. Like, I don't know. Like, no one does that. Like, have you? We played. Like, we've never done that. Like, at the end of the game, like you just dribble it out and that's it.
Yeah, no one does that. Like, I've never seen. You don't see it in the NBA. Like, what was good to see was Randall and Ingram immediately ran at him and just fouled him. Like they were just like, even though they didn't,
yeah,
the game was over and
they got his back.
Yeah, that was great to see. Like, I
hope Lonzo learns a thing from that.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. Like from the game with the Suns where he just walked away from the fight which was very controversial. Them getting his back so quick should show him like next time he doesn't have to even go in and fight. Like to me, that with that Suns game, he just has to go in and just be there. Like at least be a peacemaker. Even just be there with the guys. Don't walk away from them. Like so next time, yeah, he's got to do something. And Randall, that was awesome to see. Randall just came right. Like immediately, like Randall's the first one to just be, like,
I think that's
get on that
great,
bulldog
like,
instinct. Yeah,
I think that's great for his experience and like for him to become a leader. Like he's learning from that because regardless of what happened last time, he didn't get his KCP's back and he just walked away. Like even after that, the players still like, okay, yeah, Lonzo, you did that, and we thought you should have had our back, but they still got his back after that. And I think he definitely like learned that, like, okay, even though I didn't do it last time, but these guys, these are my guys, and they still have my back. And even Bogut, he walked up off the bench and he was pissed off too. Like, and I think Lonzo's, I think that's his journey of growing up and becoming a man and just being a great leader for a winning team. So Lonzo this game had 9 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Ingram had 20 points, 4 rebounds. Kuzma had a double-double with 13 points, 10 rebounds. Randall had 15 and 6. But yeah, the Nuggets, Jokic and Millsap weren't even playing, and we lost to them. So it was a bad loss. It was a bad loss overall. The Lakers had 21 turnovers, like we said earlier. They had more energy.
Yeah, this game was not that fun. It wasn't that fun to watch for me. It wasn't like I was.
Yeah, turnovers killed us like always.
Yeah, like. And one thing that was interesting, actually, that we should just talked about with the fight. Lonzo actually got his first technical of his career in this game at the end of that game, like with like 3 minutes left. Because I was watching him and Jamal Murray, where they were kind of like going at each other the whole game, they had a couple like little things like where they were chirping each other or bumping into each other. I saw, and yeah, like Lonzo I remember Murray drove and got called for a foul, and he was like, I don't know, he just said like that's BS or something to the ref, and he teched him up, but. Hey, I mean, that's kind of cool to see. He got his first tech. Like, hey, a guy like Mike Conley, he hasn't even had one technical in his career, right?
Yeah, seriously. You got to show some emotion and expression, but so it's good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not good to get a tech, but hey, it's good for Lonzo and his experience.
Yeah. So the Nuggets, we lost that game, and then we played the Rockets the next game.
Oh, God.
This game was interesting. It was we got smashed, but... So listen to this. At the end of the first quarter, the game was tied actually, 27-27. At halftime, the Rockets were up 61-46. And so in one quarter they went up 15 points. And at halftime, both James Harden and Eric Gordon had 20 points.
Bro, Eric Gordon first of all, he looked better than Harden. But he was just, no one was able to stop him. This guy was coming off of screens. He was coming off of curls. He was just driving on anyone and just scoring at will, like literally at will. And he's like, you guys can't stop me. And, when a guy like that who's coming off the bench, like, plays the way he played, like, it just opens it up for the rest of the team. Like, the rest of the team is just like, okay, like, this team can't guard us. Like, and then James Harden was just, James Harden himself. He was just showing why he was an MVP candidate.
And so in the second quarter, the bench just couldn't do it for us. Like usually, like Randall and Clarkson and Kuzma when he's been there they've done a pretty good job of it, doing well in that second quarter. Like usually the starters struggle and then they kind of bring it back. But in this game, Clarkson was 1 for 9, Randall was 1 for 4. Actually, through the first 3 quarters, the entire Laker bench had only scored 3 field goals. So it was a really bad performance from the bench.
That's terrible.
And that was rare because they usually play pretty well.
I think, not to bring up an excuse, but even James Worthy and who was it? I think it was Antoine Jameson, but James Worthy was definitely saying, yeah, it was the second of a back-to-back, and you're coming from Denver. I think they were just out of juice. Like they just looked like lethargic. Like it seemed like they were trying, but they couldn't to their like full potential or their max capabilities. It just seemed like they were just tired. Like I remember saw KCP. Like he looked like he's always going hard. KCP is always playing 100% on defense, and he just looked like he couldn't even run back down on defense. And I knew if KCP is like this, I can just imagine what the rest of the team is feeling.
Yeah, and Lonzo, this was one of worst Lonzo games of the season. Actually, like this was one of the most disappointing Zoe games. He had 2 points, 3 assists, 1 rebound, 0 field goals.
Wasn't this dude wearing Harden shoes all throughout UCLA? James Harden shoes.
That's what you told me. I don't remember, but
dude, he was wearing Hardens. Like, okay, I think like you as a basketball player, you're wearing any player's shoes. Like, okay, that says a lot. I know it doesn't for some people, it doesn't, but shoes say a lot. At least when it comes to basketball, and you're wearing Harden shoes all throughout UCLA, and you're finally going up against it for the first time ever. You think you'd show up? Like, you gotta play hard. You gotta come out. You gotta be like, okay, like. I know you're an MVP candidate, but this is my house and this is my city, and I'm gonna. He didn't show up at all. Like, it was frustrating. Like, it was really. I was pretty upset.
Yeah, and they made up something about his calf. He didn't play in the whole fourth quarter, but he was 0 for 4.
That guy could not hit water if he fell out of a boat.
Brandon Ingram, 18 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. He's been doing it. He's been doing it. And Kyle Kuzma, 22 points and 12 rebounds, double-double. So he had back-to-back double-doubles, Kuzma.
One thing I noticed, like, Kuzma, even though it was garbage time, like, it wasn't even garbage time. Like, it was towards the end of the game, but he was still, like, giving 100% effort. Like, out of the whole team, I felt like he was the only one giving 100% effort. That's one thing I noticed.
Let's go ahead and talk about Kyle Kuzma. So he won Western Conference Rookie of the Month, which is fantastic. He's actually the second Laker rookie in history to win Rookie of the Month. Do you know who the only other Laker rookie in NBA history to win Rookie of the Month?
I would have to guess Magic Johnson.
No, well, that's great. That would have been it, but I think they just started that maybe in the last, 10 years or something.
Oh,
they didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, it hasn't been around that long.
D'Angelo Russell.
No, the answer is Jordan Clarkson.
JC?
Yeah, only 2 Laker rookies in NBA history, or Laker history, NBA history too, to win Rookie of the Month, Clarkson and Kyle Kuzma now. And Clarkson, again, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again, everyone forgets. His rookie year, this was before D'Angelo came, he was playing point guard on the team. He made all-rookie first team doing so. In comparison, D'Angelo Russell played point guard his rookie year. He made all-rookie second team. Clarkson was balling as a point guard, so don't be surprised this year now that Clarkson gets to play point guard that he's doing so well. Like, this guy is a baller. Love Clarkson.
Yeah, dude. Clarkson, JC, dude.
Yeah.
This guy, he just looks so confident this season.
Yeah.
Like, every game he comes out and he's just like, okay, I'm going to get buckets and you can't guard me.
Yeah. Yeah. So Kuzma, in winning Rookie of the Month, averaged 17 points, 6 rebounds, 1.5 assists, shooting 50% from the field and 38% from the free throw line.
What?
That's amazing numbers. And listen to this. This is crazy right here. Kyle Kuzma is the first rookie in NBA history who, through his first 20 games, have 330 points, 120 rebounds, and 30 threes. First person in NBA history.
Wow. That's crazy. I mean, that's like, I can't even begin to fathom like how good this guy's gonna be. Like, we're seeing how good Ingram is becoming after like a little over a year, and this guy Kuzma as a rookie is just putting up decent numbers like this. Like, this guy can do it all. Like, he can rebound, he can score, and he can shoot the ball. Like, he's a 27th pick. Come on.
Yeah.
You got guys like Ingram and Ball around him, like who have their ceiling, like you were saying, is just unbelievable. Like, who knows? The sky's the limit.
Yeah, really excited for Kuz. Yeah. Oh, and as part of that Lakers Connect thing, Kobe was asked about Kyle Kuzma, and this is his quote about Kuzma, because. Oh, if you guys haven't heard, Kuzma and Kobe, they met already. Like, they had dinner at a restaurant. Kuzma sought him out, which is awesome. Like, this just shows his mentality. Like, he's got the mama mentality. Like, and if you go on our Instagram page, GTLA Lakers 818, you can see a fresh meme about that. Anyways, Kobe said about Kuzma, he's extremely articulate and... Oh, my screen just closed. Jesus. He's extremely articulate and very inquisitive. I think that's always the best trait to have is curiosity, because you want to know why things work. You want to know why things happen and how things happen. When you have that kind of curiosity, you're constantly seeking for ways to improve mentally, physically. That's the thing that jumped out at me the most. Again, Kobe speaking about Kyle Kuzma. So Kobe says curiosity is a key. What do you think?
No, I mean this is arguably the GOAT speaking, and he says that's the most valuable trait to have, and Kuzma's got it. And I'm just so excited to see what the future holds for this kid, because I know he's going to be a killer, and he's got Kobe as a mentor, as wearing that purple and gold. He knows about that winning tradition. Like, dude, Lakers, it's a winning tradition over here, and he's buying into it, and he knows what comes with it, and it is great that he's seeking out Kobe's help.
Yeah, okay. Now I want to talk about Brandon Ingram a little bit more. So first thing I want to say I noticed today in the Sixers game was this guy's finally able to grow a bit of a beard. Like, this guy's had that scraggly, barely connect the beard, and now he still has that on his sides, like his sideburns. But underneath, under his chin, he's got
he's got
fur.
some hair.
He's got fur, like a fur coat type. It's not just like a little bit, And I just finally noticed that because he's growing up. This fool, he's Lonzo was a rookie this year, and they're the same age. Brandon Ingram's only 20 years old. He's so young. If he was in college, he'd be a sophomore in college, kind of age, sophomore to junior. That's how much of a kid he is. He's not so he's just getting stronger and more confident. So I was really happy to see that beard, to be honest. And so
he looks under control though.
Yeah, he's playing under control. Over the last 3 games since the last podcast, he's averaging 20 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. And this is what we're talking about because everyone's like, oh, Magic put too much expectations on him at the beginning of the season. Magic said he said Ingram should basically average 19 to 20 points per game. And all summer we were talking
20,
about it.
Bro, I was like, Ingram better average 20 points a game.
Yeah, I was saying this summer, he'll average between 17 and 21. My minimum was 17. He has to average at least 17. You were saying 19, 20. Your minimum was, I remember, 19. And
dude, after we saw that first summer league game, first summer league game, I was like, okay, Ingram is something else. He was there, and then he didn't play the rest of the summer league. And I was like, okay, just based off of that game, from what I saw, I was like, I want this dude averaging 20 points a game. And then I think he just got caught up with trying to do too much in preseason and the first few games, and he was trying to find himself. He wasn't letting the game come to him. I think he was trying to force the issues, settling for too many jumpers. But now he's found that balance and that mix of, okay, this is when I need to drive, this is when I need to score, this is when I need to get other guys involved, this is when I need to shoot. And he's been knocking down that 3 last week or 2 pretty consistently, and it's just showing how much he's grown. It's amazing at what 1 year of experience will do.
Yeah, I think a couple of things have led to this recent emergence. I think number one, he realized, because at the beginning he wasn't the first 7-8 games of the season, he really wasn't that. He wasn't that good. We were like, damn. I was like, no, not again.
What's going on? He was aggressive. I remember he was aggressive, but
he had a lot of games under 10 points.
He was bad. Some bad shooting games. I think he was just trying to do too much. He was forcing the issue. Yeah,
and I think so the 2 things I think happened was he finally realized, number one, Brook Lopez is just not going to be that dude. Maybe at the beginning he was like, oh, well, Brook's a 20 point per game guy. He's going to come in and do that again. I'm going to be
what are you talking
fiddle.
about, man?
No, it's become very clear. Brook Lopez is not going to be that dude. He's not going to average 20
that guy
points.
Could not hit water.
He's not going to average 15 points. So Ingram, I think, realized I'm have to be more alpha than him. And the second thing was, Kuzma was so hot, and him going to the bench kind of, I think, opened up maybe just in the last 3 or 4 games, him just being able to be that alpha dude, which is a good thing.
Dude, Brook Lopez playing on a talentless Brooklyn team who had Jeremy Lin. So the biggest guy on the court who's shooting threes, he averaged 20 points a game, but he's playing around guys like Ingram and Kuzma, and Clarkson, guys who can score. So I don't know where Brook Lopez has gone, but Ingram is definitely taking the opportunity. Like, okay, this is my team, and I think Luke has actually coached him pretty well, saying like, hey, you got to tell your guys this is what we need to do. He's given him that leadership role, so I think that's given him the confidence. So I'm glad to see Ingram living up to our expectations, at least to mine for sure.
Yeah, and his potential is just scary. You think about it. I mean, with how tall and long he is, with how he can shoot and how he can drive. Actually, listen to this.
Bro, he's getting around everybody.
Yeah, like
you can't guard him on the drive.
Yeah, so listen to this. The only player in the NBA right now that's shooting a higher percentage on drives to the basket than Brandon Ingram is LeBron James. LeBron's at 62%. Ingram's at 55%. They're number 1 and 2 in percentage and drive to
Only
the game.
7 percentage points, both above 50%. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron is beast.
Bro, that drive he had today in the first quarter, went around that dude right baseline.
Oh, yeah, finally
stretched
dunked that.
Oh my god, I'm glad. Lately he's like stopped being cute with the ball and like trying to do that little finger roll layup stuff. Man, you could dunk it. Like this guy can dunk it every time.
Yeah, he just barely has to
so
jump
long.
to dunk the ball.
Dude, that was a nasty dunk. I like that. It was an and one.
Yeah. To be in that company with LeBron, and the scary thing about Ingram is this: in college, he was actually a shooter. Like that's his basis. He hasn't caught up yet, but like the fact that he's already this good at driving,
he's not.
And then the
threes.
shot is gonna come. Like I don't know. I think he's like, I just see him being like a Giannis with a shot like kind of player. Like he could like. And which is insane. Like if Giannis had a shot, like
it's a mix of Giannis and a mix of Durant. Like
exactly. This guy he can and should be a perennial all-star. Like this,
dude, it's scary. It's scary. Like if I was trying to guard him,
dude.
The way he drives it, and then he just brings his arms up in front of him, which it's great protection, and he's holding the ball up high, but. Hey, you don't want to get your face caught over there because, dude, Durant got his chops smacked 3 times. I remember he got hit pretty hard. And, dude, he can go around. He's got a nice Euro step. He's got a nice side step. He's got a nice long reach. And he's just got to, find when he can pull up for that little jumper. Like, he can raise over anyone. Like, if there's any short dude on him, it's just, they're not going to block his shot, And that's why he looked under control today. Like, I remember Redick tried to get in his jersey, from 30 feet out. And he just dribbled around him, kicked the ball out, and just dribbled in and just knocked down an easy pull-up.
Yeah, no, BI has been killing it. I hope to see. Now I'm up in my original limit. Before I was saying Ingram has to be at least 12, 13 points. Now I'm up to 15. Now every game, the rest of the season, he has to have at least 15 points. Like if it's under that, it's a dud game for me. He's got to have at least 15. He's too good. He's too good. The free throws percentage has gone a little better. Today he was 5 for 10, which is bad. But I think
today.
He was 6 for 6 in one of the last 2 games. And
after he had a really bad stretch of shooting free throws. I think out of the last 4 games, he has had couple perfect games and maybe one miss here or there, but he's getting to the line and he was making it, except for today again, but made it when it counted.
Yeah, okay, so let's see, what are we gonna do next? Let's do a fan question. Okay guys, so if you have a question that you'd like us to answer, hit us up on iTunes with the review, put your question in the review, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, and we will answer your question on the show. This question is from Apple94. Strange name.
What up?
Yeah.
Apple.
Question: what do you guys think of the LeVar Ball rule? Seems like Lakers management is getting tired of LeVar's antics. Interestingly, we haven't talked a lot about LeVar Ball on the show, and I'm a LeVar Ball fan, but on this show, everyone talks about him all the time, and I want this to be a Lakers specific podcast, basketball talks. We don't talk about him that much, but he's been in the news a lot lately. And this is kind of interesting. And so in less than 25 games, the Lakers have pretty much implemented what people are calling the LeVar Ball rule. I'm going to read this. The Lakers are now barring members of the media from being in the section of the arena designated for friends and family of players after the games. And this is apparently in response to LeVar. People are going and interviewing him after the game, and just recently,
was it the media or people?
Barring members of the media.
Okay.
Just recently. I mean, LeVar Ball, he's been cool, but I thought he kind of crossed the line when you're calling players' names out. I mean, like and he's already criticized Walton for some things, and that is crossing a line. But then when I don't know, I'm rooting for LeVar. I like the guy, but I'd like to see him not call players out by name, like in an ideal world, but he's not. No one's gonna stop him. He's gonna do it. But this is what he said about Julius Randle after the Warriors game. If you remember, at the end of regulation, Randle got the ball with like 5 or 7 seconds left, and Walton called a timeout. But this is what LeVar said: when Julius got the ball at the end, he should have thrown it forward. Lonzo had a wide open layup or 3-pointer. That's game. It wouldn't have gone to overtime. That was game. Julius tried to take too many dribbles.
Stay in your lane.
If he would have thrown the ball ahead, coach wouldn't have called a timeout. Lonzo's running the lane. Game over. That's the best time to score. Do the big baller move. Don't call no timeouts.
Stay in your lane.
Okay, first of all, I want to say this.
Hey, he's just promoting Big Baller right there.
Yeah, no, everything he does is promoting Big Baller. But let me say this. I watched it after I read this quote. I went ahead and I rewatched it. Durant was right there. I mean, yes, Lonzo. Okay, yeah, because I thought originally when I heard this, like he said Lonzo had a wide. Yeah, he said it. I thought he was saying he had a wide open layup. He did not. Oh yeah, he said Lonzo had a wide open layup. He did not. Like Durant was right there. Durant stopped first just because he heard the timeout, and like Lonzo was open for a 3, I'll say, but he was not open for a dunk for sure. But anyways, like, yeah, calling out Randle, like, I just wonder what that's going to do. Like, now if you're Julius Randle, you're in the locker room, like, well, how are you feeling about Lonzo? Like, just by association, there might just be even just a slight resentment. You don't want any of that. Like, so what are your thoughts on the LeVar Ball rule and just LeVar, maybe in general? What do you?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, I think when a guy like LeVar, who has like, so much publicity, or even any celebrity, like let's just take LeVar Ball out and put any other celebrity or the big name celebrity coming to the late games and making these type of statements, like just get the publicity. I just don't want it to kind of like shake up the Laker players, and especially Lonzo, and destroy that locker room team chemistry. Because if you want to win, and all the great teams that want to win, that have won, they all have great team chemistry, not just on the court, obviously, but off the court as well, which helps them build that trust. And I just don't want LeVar sabotaging that trust that Lonzo needs to build with his teammates. That's the only thing that worries me. But other than that, I mean, I love LeVar. Like, I think he's a smart guy, and I think he knows what's best, for his son and for the team. I mean, I think you have to take what he says. You have to just look at it and, just take the positive or like the gist of it, not necessarily word for word or, detail for detail, but just get the idea. Because at the end of the day, LeVar Ball, he does want the Lakers to win. He is still, his son is playing for the team. Like, he wants the best. It's the still same goal, same mindset at the end of the day for the Lakers and LeVar Ball. So, but I mean, I like LeVar Ball. I think he's just, trying to promote his, big baller brand. But I think, yeah, he should probably leave the other players' names out of his mouth. I think that'd be better.
Yeah, I watched both interviews he did on CNN, which were very interesting. Cuomo. Hey, Cuomo. Okay,
That's funny.
This is what Laker fans have to realize. LeVar Ball is completely, 100% self-interested. And self-interested, financially, economically, personally, and to his family. And what I'm saying is, most people, they just give deference and defer to institutions and organizations. Like anyone, the average parent was just, in a way, you kind of like will put the Lakers ahead of yourself. I mean, you'll just stay quiet. Like LeVar is nothing like that. He's completely like, wants to blow up big baller brand. That's why everything he's doing, it's genius from a business perspective. There's no such thing as bad publicity. That's why he's mastering that phrase. There's bad publicity is good publicity. him getting on CNN, him getting into a spat with the president of the United States. Now he's known globally. Like, what do you think that means for Big Baller Brand? Like, and all his antics.
2
like
interviews on CNN.
Yeah,
we're not talking about
40 minutes.
We're not talking about ESPN. We're not talking about some sports network or something. This is CNN news.
Appealing to now many more audiences, not just a sports audience. Like, what he's doing for Big Baller Brand is it's genius. Now to the Lakers, you know, it's we'll see. I mean, it's interesting. Like I just this is what I'll say.
You hear what he said about Lonzo? He said, "quote He's very disgusted, but won't say anything because he's not used to losing like this. This is an easy, fixable thing if everybody would just drop their egos and just listen to what I'm saying." Like, he's like, you know, maybe Lonzo is disgusted. I'm sure he is, like, losing.
But isn't everybody? Like,
yeah, everyone is. But now he's saying he wants, you know, guys like Luke Walton. I'm assuming he's talking to Luke Walton because he does coach the team, and he says, you know, this is an easy, fixable thing if everybody would just drop their egos. I mean, he's got the biggest ego, which is the funniest thing. He's saying he wants, you know, guys like the coach to drop their egos and just just listen to what I'm saying.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
He's talking from the ultimate fan's perspective. Like, you know, we'd be like, Luke, just listen to what we're saying, please. Like, they're not putting Brook Lopez at this time, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So, you know, it's funny. Like, I think at the end of the day, he wants the Lakers to win. He wants good for the team, but he's not doing it the most conventional, the most sane way.
Yeah, so I saw this was kind of interesting. This is a list of the most tweeted about athletes since the start of the NBA season. Athletes in general, across any sport since the start of the NBA season. And right now, LeVar Ball, who's not even an athlete, is number 8 on the list.
That's great.
In front of his son, Lonzo Ball, who's number 11. So this goes, LeBron's number 1, Neymar, Ronaldo, Messi, Kyrie Irving, Kaepernick, LeVar Ball, number 8, Gordon Hayward, because of his injury. I don't know who this is, but Gianluigi Buffon. And then Lonzo Ball. And LeVar Ball has almost double the tweets as Lonzo. LeVar, 2.1 million tweets. Lonzo, 1.2 million tweets.
That's crazy.
And then actually him and Kobe are tied at number 11 with 1.2 million tweets. So yeah, LeVar Ball, like this, his name is ring. I mean, he made the president of the United States tweeted like 8 times about him. Like, that's how much publicity is that for him? Like,
that's crazy.
It's and yeah. Okay, what do you think about the whole LiAngelo pulling? He pulled LiAngelo out of UCLA.
Yeah, dude, he said
pulled
like
LaMelo out of his high school. He said
like I've gotten to my boys to this point to where they are today. What is like some institution to tell me what I'm supposed to do and what I'm not supposed to do? Like, he's doing it best. He's
Stay in your lane.
Self-interest to the max. Like, he's totally for himself and for his sons. But the guy, what's his name, Chromo, he had a good point. He's like, you're gonna take your son out of, you know, a great education and institution, and
who cares? Like, I say, who cares to that? Like, at this point, you're about to build a multi-million-dollar brand.
At the end of the day, it's all about getting money. Like, don't you go to school to get a good job to get more money?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if I was LeVar Ball, I would pull my kids too. I mean, if it was like, if they weren't like athletes like that, if they were just like average people, I'd be like, no, you're gonna come help me run this business. We're about to build a multi-million, like, just learn business, and we can now run this empire. Screw the school part. Anyways, yeah. So. Yeah, that's what I would say. But no, but also with LeVar, it's like, it's his right to be self-interested. Like, we all are. Like, there's nothing illegal about it. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, he just does it in a way. It's somewhat, I guess.
It's his opinion. Like, he can do whatever he wants to do. Like,
yeah, it's not illegal. Nothing that he's doing is illegal. Like, he can say whatever. It's not illegal to talk. So he wants to talk smack about anyone. Like, it's your right. Like, that's not the conventional way of acting.
He just got like a $6 million house in Chino Hills. Like, come on, like, let him do it. Future says you do what you want when you pop it. You know, like.
Yeah. Yeah, he says he guarantees he's gonna get all his boys onto the Lakers. We'll see about that. I don't know.
That'd be crazy. Hey, Hey, Lakers winning champion. Lakers winning. Hey, I don't care, but the boys got to prove themselves first. So
yeah, I read today that they just hired an agent actually, like for them too. And I think LeVar's going to try to have them play overseas. That's what I was reading, which I think is a good idea. Actually, I actually do.
Some good experience.
Yeah, I mean, because LaMelo is the real only question mark. I mean, LiAngelo, I don't know. From what I've seen and everything, I don't see him being an NBA player. Like, I don't think he wasn't even in the top 100 ranked high school players of his class. I think, while Lonzo and LaMelo are both top 10 in their
somewhere
class.
That he's not even on like a lot of NBA scouts lists. Like he's behind a lot of
he
players.
wouldn't be. I mean, even at UCLA, he wasn't even starting at UCLA. So I mean, that shows you how good. He's not that good. Like at least right now, I wish him the best. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure his dad's gonna have him working hard.
I'm sure he's gonna have a tournament of Klay Thompson or something.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Apple94, for that question. Again, if you want to hear a question answered, that was a pretty long answer. But yeah, hit us up on iTunes.
Yeah,
that was our first question. That was the only question. So yeah, no.
Carried away.
Yeah, no. Hit us up, iTunes, write a review, leave a question on there. 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. Again, social media, GTLA, Lakers, 818. This LeVar Ball taught me to do this. I'm marketing myself. Just that's the LeVar Ball way.
You gotta do it.
All right, last thing I want to talk about, some interesting news on the LeBronzo front. LeBronzo 2018. Get on the bandwagon right now while you can. LeBronzo 2018. All right, let me read this. According to blada blada, yada yada, in the LA Times, LeBron James has just purchased a second home in Brentwood, Los Angeles, California for $23 million. According to this guy, it's a 15,800 square foot mansion featuring 8 bedrooms, 9.5 bathrooms, an elevator, home theater, wine cellar, and cigar room. There's also a spa with a steam room and sauna. I have a question for you. Why would you have two $20+ million homes in the same city, like Brentwood, which isn't that big? Like,
oh wait, that's his second?
Yeah, he already owned a $20 million home in Brentwood. Now this one he just bought is a second one.
What do you think?
I mean, is he trying to live in? This can't be like a summer house. Like,
well,
think about.
Summer house.
From what you just read, I mean, he's looking to live here, like with his family. I mean, I don't think he's trying to rent it out. I don't think he's trying to find some.
Of course not. Who's
gonna rent out a $23 million house?
No, you're not. Like, you don't. Like,
you know. I mean, unless he's trying to live here for the summer, which I don't get why he would have 2 houses, but
in the same small city, like,
bro, he's coming.
Like,
here.
Brentwood is small.
He's coming, dude. He sees Kuzma. I'm sure Kuzma. I'm sure Kuzma caught him off guard. Kuzma caught him off guard. He was like, okay, Ingram is here and Lonzo's here. He's probably like, yeah, I can definitely teach these young guys. I can teach Lonzo how to score and be effective on the court and have a lot of experience. I want a ring for Cleveland, but I want to bring one to LA now.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Yeah, this is very exciting news. And now I'm gonna say this really random thing about LeBron, and now because we were talking LeVar. In my head, I have this weird, crazy fantasy Laker thing that probably it's not.
Don't tell me you're thinking LeBron's gonna do some big ball brand like.
No, I wasn't thinking anything with big ball brand. I mean, no, LeBron's Nike for life. Like, he already signed his life away, like lifetime deal, over $1 billion contract. So no, he's not gonna do nothing with big baller brand.
Right, over $1 billion.
But no, this is some weird Laker beyond fantasy that, like, I'm sure, like, every 11-year-old that doesn't know anything about basketball was hoping could happen. Is you get the Balls and the LeBrons, and by LeBrons I mean, so LeBron's son is, I think his name's Bryce or something. He's 13. He's already got offers from Duke and every school. Like, he's going to be amazing, apparently. And LeBron's been quoted saying, and I love this because I would love LeBron eternally forever if this happens, that if he can stay healthy and have a chance, like, he just mentioned the idea of possibly playing in the NBA with his son, like with or against him, like both being in the league at the same time, which would be the most insane human feat
Bro,
of all time. Like LeBron is, if he does that, then he can eclipse maybe Jordan. Like as in terms of like
being
brand
a GOAT.
and name. Like I mean, that storyline would
That's
be
a
so
GOAT
insane.
in your own way. Like
that's just insane. Like
that's
and
another 5 years, 6 years.
Yes, and I think his son's
Like,
13, so he needs
13,
like
like
4 more years, like something. I
Yeah,
think 4
well,
or 5. Like, and
like 5
LeBron,
more
dude, he's
years,
so
yeah.
good. He can be in the league for another 5 years. I mean, even LeBron's 41. I think he'd be a fantastic NBA
Oh,
player.
he just
like,
said earlier this is the best he's felt in his whole career.
yeah,
Like, and he's going on. He's on this crazy win streak right now. He's putting up these crazy numbers. Like, you think like he can go on another 5 seasons. I think,
Yeah.
comfortably. Maybe not as effective as what he is now, but I think he can definitely put in and still be effective. Not at such a high level though, but I think he can put in the work for sure.
yeah. So let me tell you the 11-year-old fantasy every 11-year-old would want Magic Johnson to be thinking about right now is you get all the balls and all the LeBrons on the team. Jello, Melo, Lonzo, LeBron Jr.
Oh, we winning. We winning.
Yeah, it's a crazy thought, but I don't know. I just throwing it out there.
Hey, this is
I'm
LA,
sure that's
man.
what LeVar's thinking. I bet LeVar's thinking about that.
He's probably
for
talking-
sure.
he's probably
He
talking
is
to
because
LeBron.
he wants
He's
that.
like,
He's talking about. He's
"Yo,
already
LeBron."
LeBron's coming. Like he's like, well, LeBron gonna play with my boy.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So yeah, that about. Let's just talk about the next few games. And wrap it up. We play Charlotte on Saturday.
We better win that.
So look, actually, listen to this. 5 of the next 6 games are on the road, so this is gonna be trying times. And play Charlotte on Saturday at Charlotte. Play the Knicks on Tuesday at New York. Those 2 are winnable games. Like those, we need to win those games because the next 4 are very tough games. It's Cleveland, Golden State, Houston, Golden State.
Damn.
So we gotta beat the Hornets and the Knicks. Dwight Coward and whoever's on the Knicks not named Porzingis. Like we gotta beat those teams. Like because
No, seriously.
that's a rough. Like because Cleveland away, Golden State home, Houston away, Golden State away.
That's gonna be
And we're
tough.
already, what do we say? We're 9-15. We're 3.5 games behind the Hornets for the 8th spot. Like,
You know if any of those are back-to-backs?
Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Monday. None of them are back-to-backs.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's better.
Yeah.
But hey, we start off with the strong road win today against Philly. We lost them earlier, and we just gotta keep that momentum. You just gotta keep that momentum, keep that focus. But yeah, I think this road trip is definitely gonna steer us in the direction of whether we're gonna be in that playoff hunt or not. I know it's a long season, but we gotta look strong on this road trip for sure.
Yeah, and I remember I don't have it written down, but I remember in my head, even the next 2 games after that last Warriors game is like the Blazers and the Timberwolves. So it's not gonna get, it's tough. It's gonna be a tough road ahead.
I mean, I think we'll be in good shape. If I expect to see a loss or 2. Obviously, I would love to see all wins, but I don't want to see any blowouts. Like I don't want to see us, getting killed by 20, 30 points, which we've done a pretty good job of this season of not getting blown out. But I would like to see us compete and just play hard each and every game.
yeah. That about wraps it up for this episode. Again, follow us social media, Instagram specifically, GTLA Lakers 818. Hit us up on iTunes with a review. We're also on YouTube if that's easier for you. Yeah, until next time, take care.
Peace.
And as always, shout out to the artist that made this beat. The song's called Iced by the artist Fleslet.